So today we're going to start quilling on your letter. So I've started by drawing my black letter onto my background piece of paper. I made sure that it's nice and wide and it fills the space and it goes almost to the edge but not quite. And then the next step is going to be to make the edge of the letter out of paper. To do that, you're going to use the thick strips, so the 1-inch strips compared to the 1/2-inch strips. And you're going to want to carefully do this. So to start, you're going to take the strip of paper that's going to be your edge, and you can put it along the pencil line that you drew. So you can see here this line of my K, and then I make a mark at the end of that. Okay, and then I take my paper and I measure the next section of the K. And then I take my paper and I measure the next section. And I continue to do that all the way around until I run out of letter or my paper strip ends. And this just happens to work perfectly. And then I'm going to take, and at each of those marks that I made, I'm going to fold the paper so that I have a crease there. So I need a crease there. Here's my next mark. I'm going to fold the paper. I need a crease there. I need a crease here. So then this would fit around my letter. This crease would have to go backwards all the way around the letter. Now, there's not much surface area here to glue the two pieces of paper together. So to increase the surface area, I'm going to make tiny little cuts on that fold that I just made. Each fold gets a cut, just the same size and just a really little snip. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to fold that piece up so that I have a tab. So all around, and I want that to be about the same height so that the paper will sit evenly. Okay, so now that's a tab. And then I'm going to double check. I would like this tab to be towards the inside of the letter so that when I go to have a final letter, I don't see that. Okay, so this would fit around like this. I'm just going to get it bent in the correct direction. There we go. And then I'm going to carefully glue this down. Now, when you're gluing two pieces together, we always put the glue on the smaller surface. So I want to put the glue on this tab. I don't need much glue. A little bit goes a long way with this, okay? Because if you get a lot of glue, it's going to ooze and goose out, and we don't want ooze and goose of glue. We want not to see the glue when we are finished. The glue does dry clear, but as you know, it will leave a lump on the surface and a different shine to the surface than just the paper surface. So we want to try to avoid that oozing and goozing. Okay, so now I have this done. I can very carefully then glue this down. So I would have to try to align this. And it might be good to ask a partner to help you with this if you're struggling, or you could ask your teacher to help you just to get this down, since it is a long piece of paper with glue on it, and we want to keep it neat. Okay, but if I folded it previously, it kind of knows where to go already. Okay, and then I can come back and reshape it and press it down where I want it to be. Okay, so there I have the outline of my letter done. It's glued down fairly securely, and now I can start to fill it with my shapes. Okay, so when I'm going to quill now, I'll take this tool, slide the paper into the edge of that tool, and then I use my fingers and I start to wrap. So it's slid down into that slot, and then I can use my fingers and start to roll this. Now I'm going to make a closed circle, which is kind of the starting point for most of the closed shapes. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and roll this fairly tight just so I get a nice roll to it. Okay, and then I can go ahead and pull it off, and to make the closed circle I can just let it release. And then sometimes if I work it with my fingers a little bit, it will become a little bit more loose, and then I can go ahead and glue it. Again, a little bit of glue goes a long way. I just need the slightest amount in here, okay? It shouldn't be an ooze and a goose coming out of the paper. It should just be enough glue to tack it together, and then I might have to hold it for a few seconds. Okay, a little bit is oozing out, but it shouldn't be a big ooze. And then I can bend it. So let's say I want to make a petal shape. So I would make the point of the petal, and then I could go ahead and bend it so that I have that petal shape. Okay. Now, I like that I can see the spiral here. Okay. But I don't like this top part where I can't see the layers. So I might want to come back and kind of play with the tool and see if I can get it to separate. And I don't know if I'll be able to, but I could try. There we go, that's separating a little bit. Or maybe I just unroll it a little bit more so that it fills up there, and then I could re-bend that. There we go. Okay. So I might have to work with it a little bit to make it look correct. Then when I glue these down, I want a little bit of glue again. It doesn't take much glue to tack these down. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the edge of the paper. Okay. And then I can go ahead and put this down in my letter where I would like it to go. So if I want it to go right there, I can press it down. Oops. And hold it down there. Okay. And then I made this tight coil before. Same thing with that. Just a little bit of glue goes a really long way. And I'm going to push this into the corner up here. Okay. And there I've started to fill my shape then with quilled pieces. Looks like I need a little bit of glue to tack those together, so I could come back and fix that. Again, a little bit of glue. We should be able to control the amount of glue that we're using in order to make this look good. It will not look the best if it's got glue everywhere. Okay. So there's the start of my